Hello everyone, I want to give you an update on the last 2 days that I spent in the Magistrates Court. And for those of you that don't know, basically I was charged with 2 charges. The first one was not registering a fundraiser, and the second charge was not cooperating with Consumer Affairs Victoria when they asked me a whole bunch of questions when they were investigating. Anyway, we had very good defense. I'm very happy with Gareth from Reignite Legal, who represented me. We worked really hard on basically no budget, and we did the best that we could. We told the truth, and the rest is out of our hands. We won't know the answer until Friday, and of course I will let you know. I can tell you definitely that the maximum penalties will not be enforced. The judge has already said that. So the maximum penalties could have been up to $70,000 in fines and also 12 months imprisonment. But I know for sure that neither of those will be punished at all. He has confirmed that. The first thing I'd like to say before I go into some thoughts about the last 2 days is that thank you so much for the prayers and for the people that came to the court case. I actually specifically said, don't worry, don't go out of your way to come, because of course we have a much more important court case in July 23rd in the county court. That's when I really need people to come. Please at least come on July 23rd, the first day, so that we can show the mainstream media and the government and everyone how many people are behind that case. And you can obviously look at all of my socials or my website to see what that July 23rd case is. It's all there. But my thoughts on the last 2 days. I'll be honest with you, I was really nervous this morning. I could barely sleep, and I was nervous because the rules don't seem to apply to people like me. And even though the maximum penalties are never given, I thought to myself, well, in my case, the rules just seem to be broken sometimes, and I just had to prepare for everything. So I actually had contacted my family. I had organized people to have password access to everything in case I got imprisoned today. And I was accepting of that. I thought, you know, if that happens, then that's just what's meant to be, but that's definitely not what's going to happen. But also it felt really overwhelming being in a room full of people that wanted to bring me down. And I felt the energy bouncing off the walls. It was very uncomfortable for me. And you guys know I've been attacked a lot over the last 4 years, and I do take it in my stride, and I usually smile through it. And by the way, if you ever see me smiling in uncomfortable positions, that's my coping mechanism, okay? It's not because I'm arrogant. It's not because I think I'm above the law. It's because I just would rather smile than be depressed. So that's just my way of coping, okay? It's not me being arrogant. But you know, it does wear someone down, being attacked by the people that you're trying to help. It does wear me down, and it will wear me down. However, I will keep going no matter what. And we'll find out on Friday what the result is. Some things that happened during the court case I want to talk about. I met some really great journalists, and because we were able to connect on a personal level, they got to understand what I was like and meet me, and we got to exchange that energy. And it's really great. Journalism is not dead. There are some great journalists out there, and Liam Beattie is one of them. He wrote an article that explained the whole court case perfectly. I could not have explained it better myself, and it's really nice to be encouraged that these people exist. I don't think the system itself is broken. I think the people in the systems are broken, and there is hope for those systems, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I believe that there are things that are worth fighting for, and that's one of them. Journalism isn't dead completely. It's been broken a lot, but we can get it back. Secondly, the magistrate was really amazing as well. The first day he was really harsh and quite grumpy, and I thought, oh my gosh, like, we're stuffed, you know, but he's fair, he's following the law, he's doing what he can to get to the bottom of this. And today there was definitely some glimmers of hope. He actually even helped our case a lot. I won't go into it now, but he brought up a new point that really helped our case, and we didn't come up with it. Obviously the other side didn't. Without that, we might be in a much stickier position right now. And he had to do that ethically because he knew that. But if it was a different magistrate, they might not have known that information. So definitely God's hand was on the magistrate that was chosen for this case. And it could be the reason why I get off all 4 charges potentially. But we don't really know what's going to happen. Now, the first charge is obviously about the fundraiser, and I think we brought up a really great argument that it wasn't even a fundraiser at all, because RDA was gaining donations for Monica Smith, who's the sole director and was an employee of RDA. So it's actually not a fundraiser, because a fundraiser is when you're raising funds on behalf of someone else. So this wasn't actually the case. But the second thing was not cooperating with Consumer Affairs Victoria. If I get charged of that, I'd be less ashamed of that than I would be of charge number one. And there's less ways for them to defame me because, oh, Monica didn't cooperate with a government agency. Well, that's not going to be terrible for my reputation. So we'll see what happens. If I could do things differently, guys, I probably would do things a little bit differently. In some of the questions from Consumer Affairs Victoria, they were really simple questions, but they also could have answered those questions by Googling, and instead of answering them, which I could have done, I didn't. But at the time, I thought it was the right thing to do. I had my backup. I was paranoid about certain things. But if I could do my time again, sure, I might do things differently. But we had defenses, we had arguments for everything, and we did cooperate as much as we thought we had to, and as much as my legal representation and advice at the time told me I had to. So at the time, I definitely don't feel like I did anything wrong, but we always learn, we always grow, we always evolve. And 2 years ago when these things were coming up, I obviously am a little bit paranoid about government agencies. I've had some bad experiences, so I think my back was up a lot. But I just want to say that the judge was fair. I think Consumer Affairs Victoria was as fair as they could have been. The person I probably dislike the most is the gentleman, who I won't say his name, but it is in the articles, who joined RDA because he didn't approve of RDA, and then donated $5 to RDA because he thought it was a scam. And he was the reason why this whole thing happened. So for him, he's a retired gentleman, and maybe this was his claim to fame. Maybe it makes him feel good. And if he feels good about it, well, good on you, mate. But it just wasted 2 days of court time and lots of taxpayers' money. So I don't really think that he came out the hero in all of this. And, I would have given you back your $5, mate, but you didn't ask for it. And, sorry about that. But anyway, that's the conclusion of everything, guys. There is silver linings to everything, and no matter what the judgment is, I'm very proud of how Gareth handled himself, how I handled myself, and how the people who came to support me did. And I think the media, except for Channel 7 blatantly lied, and obviously we could go for defamation for that if we've got the energy and if we can be bothered, to be honest. But anyway, that's another story. But July 23rd, guys, that's the court case you want to be at. Be a part of that, because this is our case. It's not my case. We're suing the Victorian government for the way that the police treated me on October 31st, 2020. And that's going to be a big showdown. So come July 23rd, guys, thanks for being here for this journey, and I'll see you at the next court case.